CCP does not represent the Chinese people, and CCP kidnapped China and enslaved the 1.4 billion Chinese people. And also very important for the West, not every CCP members are bad people. They're just forced into a bad situation. There are about 90 million CCP members, but there are only a handful of the CCP oligarchy or kleptocrats. They control 99% of the wealth and power. So it's these people we ask the West to decouple from, because they don't represent the 90 million CCP members. They don't represent the 1.4 billion Chinese people. So talking about the generals and senators who are worried about CCP posing a great threat to America, let's not forget that who opened the gate, who allowed the CCP to establish its most favored trade nation status, who gave the W entry to CCP, and who allowed the CCP to infiltrate in this country without any accountability. So what are the lessons that we can learn from the past failure in America's greatest failure in foreign policy, which is to recognize CCP as a legitimate government representation of the 1.4 billion Chinese people? They're not.
Well, we've made this same mistake repeatedly other times. We unfortunately are driven oftentimes by the power of the dollar, making a profit, and it's impossible for corporations, for businesses to not covet that many people, that many mouths to feed. So I think that was the original attraction to China. There were some who were misled. Richard Nixon, Henry Kissinger famously had opened the China policy. And I think they wrongly believed that somehow if we shook hands and did some trade with each other, that all would be well. China, the CCP, doesn't work that way. And we need to be realistic about it. As you described, the CCP relative handful of people, oligarchs, that have exerted this autocratic, tyrannical power over so many people, 1.4 billion people. That's the way autocracies work. That's the way it worked in the old Soviet Union. That's the way it's worked in Cuba. That's the way it's worked everywhere where you see a tyrannical, autocratic, communistic system put in place is with force. That leopards don't change their spots, we say, and I don't think we can expect the CCP to change its spots. If you can't change reality, at least you have an obligation as elected officials, as leaders, to accept reality and then deal with it. And the reality is the CCP is the number one enemy of freedom and the number one enemy of the United States of America that we face right now, and we need to act accordingly.